Welcome back to another episode on Miitopia. I am your host, SorrelMan1, and we're going to go ahead and continue the series. This past Tuesday, I was very exhausted from the unfortunate weather and some unforgivable power outages, which is not fun, especially when you're exhausted. You don't want to barely do anything, so it's kind of understandable. So, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, we have, let's see, let's do some gold. Alright, we got this here. We've got the HP banana. We're going to keep buying those until they stop asking for them. So, what do I get? 1. Alright, beautiful. So we have 3 HP bananas for now. Okie dokie. So we have the arcade. Ooh, I like the roulette on this one. This is a good chance of getting weapons or clothing, whatever you're after. And this is a good way to make money very, very easily. It's not just luck. It's just the low chance of not getting the yellow. That's where it gets you. So, let's try it for 1 ticket. And what do we get? And it lands in the yellow as predicted. And we get a broomstick. Who's that going to go to? Well, the only one that is highlighted in yellow there, which is Free Spirit, you get a broomstick. Okay, so now here's something that you can do to keep in mind, is that you can equip the weapon or just equip stats. In the 3DS version, I have played it. Mind you, you can't equip just stats. You would have to either equip or just cancel it. So, which doesn't really make sense, because if you like the weapon you had before, in 3DS version, you would have to constantly update your weapons and clothing, and then you can change the appearance of the weapon at hand. But once you get the new weapon, it'll go to that instead. So, necessarily, it's kind of annoying, but here they added where you can equip stats if need be. So, we're going to go ahead and equip it. Alright, so just to kind of prove my point, I'm going to do one more ticket, and once we land in the yellow, I'll show you what you can do. But the lower the weapon or clothing, the less money you will receive. So, in turn, we got another broomstick, but we're not going to give it to nobody at this point. We're going to sell it, and this is the amount that it gives you. So the better weapon you receive, the better money you get. So keep that in mind. Gives you a better chance of getting stuff that you want. Really. So, it's a really good moneymaker if you really want to put it that way. Without having to lose money in, rock, paper, scissors? Yeah. Tell me about it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go in here. We're going to look at that. Let's see. Let's hold on for a second. Let's do... Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. Speaking of weaponry, wow. I was not expecting that. Okay. Well, I like strawberries. Alright? We're going to go ahead and get that in. Good job, Brittany, getting that. Now, here's the catch. That when you get clothing, you can change the outfit's color to your liking. For example, strawberries are supposed to be red, right? Well, in this game, you can change it to orange, to yellow, to green, blue, pink, purple, and a little bit more of a lighter purple, it looks like, or magenta, one of the two. But we're going to stick with that for now. And then if you want me to change to the color that you like, I will do so on the next video. Just so you know, Brittany, if you're watching. Alright, that's all we can do for that. And let's set off, shall we? Now, remember, the higher the weapon, the more damage you do. So keep that in mind. So now we're going to go ahead and, since we have a team... Okay, if you hear some noise in the background, don't mind it. Alright, so we're going to go back into here. The best way to complete the actual story mode is by completing each area and have a yellow check flag. And I mean a yellow flag in the overworld. So when you see a flag, you will know that it's 100% complete. But to 100% the game completely, you have to make sure you have all the stuff in your journal complete. I will show that off here at some point. Because it's recommended if you really want to 100% everything. So you might want to keep that in mind. And also, if you collect all the medals, you have 100% that too. But know this. In order to 100% everything, which means you would have to go through several things in order to get it to 100%. So, I could go a few more rounds. I'm sure I can. Hey. Alright. Okay, I just had that book. What did I do with it? I just had it right over there. Alright. Don't mind me. Okay. I need a nap, Knuckles says. Brittany says, bye. Now that was funny. So, we're going to go through the tough path, and I will show you why it's tough. Now, since we have a team of 4, and we have a good enough levels, just to get through this, I'll show you why. 4 goblins. I tried to go through this one time with just 2 members. Didn't go so well. Airheaded. Uh-oh. I figured. First stubborn quirk. Patience. Oh, this is a good handy quirk here. It just reduces damage is basically what it does. Just so you know. For those that have the stubborn personality. So, just keep in mind that once that happens, that reduces damage. Even though it says patience, but get this, it just reduces damage. It's literally what it does for you. Allows you to stay alive a lot longer than anticipated, so keep that in mind. It's very handy, but there are some other quirks about the stubborn I wouldn't care for. Once it shows at some point, you'll understand why. Just know that there are some of these things will get annoying at some point. Alright. Always open treasure chests for one reason. You get medals over time, depending on how many you have opened. So, keep in mind, it's always good to open these. Because you never know what's inside. If it's a battle that pursues, then you would have to pursue it to the battle at hand. So, keep it in mind. things tend to happen the way they do. So, on a good note, I could do another expedition, but here's the catch. Looks like we have something in the inn we can do. Oh, I wonder what I bought. So it's a mystery. Let's find out, shall we? Totally got you a present. To Brittany. I wonder. Take it. And Survival gave a present to Brittany. And I did change the name where I actually spelled it correctly, so keep that in mind. Alright, thanks. And it's a Satan cushion. Alright. It's kind of like a pillow, in a way. But remember, game reactions are different than they are in real life. So, keep that in mind. I hate reminding you that. Because reactions are different when it's programmed versus real life. So, the reaction is, I was not expecting that. But like I said, it's all due to the programming. Because it's different than it is in real life. The reaction is totally different. So, if I were to give the Satan cushion in real life, the reaction may be different to what you saw just now. So, how did... I'm speechless. And you are amazed by the cushion that was given. And we've got a level 6 sort of legs. But remember, programming is different than it is in real life. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's very different. Learned. Lend a hand together. Lend a hand. Help a friend out with their next action and boost its effects. Uh-oh. Free Spirit likes Brittany and saw it all. Now, sometimes like this will happen depending on situation. If their name has been mentioned, they'll come up and say, someone mentioned my name. Or like something like this. This will happen only if they are jealous. Free Spirit is jealous of Survival. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Remember, this only happens at the end. And it's not ever good to start off with, really. So, okay. Sometimes, as funny as it is, when you have Miis on the second floor and one of the Miis on the bottom floor somehow manages to get up to the second floor window, it makes you wonder how they did that. Really, it just kind of makes you wonder. But since my Miis are on the first floor, it makes all sense, because they can walk to the window. But how can they get to the second floor window? It makes you kind of wonder. It kind of does, in a way. All the same. Alright, what we got? We have... definitely not enough for that. But that would be nice to have. Brittany? Alright, so... one's a megaphone for 140. A linen robe. Now, the clothing gives you more defense than it is to your weapon. Just so you know. Keep that in mind, just so you know. Ooh, wow. Okay. Squeaky hammer. Okay. Hitting you in the head. Okay. Moving on. Alright, we're going to do the megaphone. Okay? And the megaphone has been purchased. And there it is. Now, if it is just the mic that you want, I can only equip stats. But if you prefer to see the megaphone, as you see, I can equip as such. But then again, we're going to equip, but if you want me to change it to the mic, I can change its appearance so you can see the mic. But remember, each weapon that you receive is just like a boomerang from right to left as it hits the enemies. So keep that in mind. So that's a little different than all the other attacks that you've seen so far. So, well, let's move forward. I am going to show off a little bit of something here. Alright, you can see on the map, you can see these yellow flags that move left to right. Or right to left, excuse me. You can see those flags just sitting there, right? Well, the only problem is that once they have the flags there, is that you can go in there as many times as you want, but you won't get the stuff that you just did there the first time. So like that treasure chest being as opened as it is. When you go through it, you won't be able to do much. So it's advised to go through something that you know you're going to get a good amount of stuff or things that you're looking for. So, with that in mind, we're going to go right in here to Strange Grove. Now, this time, we're going to go down and then up. Go, go, go. All right. Sometimes the battles don't happen right away, so it tends to be, kind of relaxing, if that makes sense to some people. But if you want to chill and relax, go through levels that you don't want to do battles in. I mean, come on. But once you're in the actual, Greenhorn, where you have to go through the town and such like that, you won't be able to save. So you would have to keep that in mind, that in order to save, you would have to be on the overworld or in an actual inn, one of those two places. Alright, so we got a treasure chest, and let's open it. And inside we have 120 gold. Alright. Now, chances are of having a battle is likely. Alright, looks like we have Smiles Shroom, looks like. And let's battle. Uh-oh, Knuckles, what do you got doing? Oh, first assist, concern. Now, this is something that actually helps in some cases. It brings up the friendship level. Okay. First quirk, which is now lend a hand. Now, you can see here, it does... I do an attack, and then one of the Miis will come and help out. Like you saw there, that Survival and Brittany came in to attack the same enemy at the same time. So, lend a hand is very helpful, especially when you're wanting to help out to attack the one that's actually doing the attacking. So, say, Survival was the one doing the attacking, Brittany came and lent a hand. And she helped and did some more damage, which does help in some cases. But that's completely random, so you won't know if that's going to happen. Just saying. So we got mushroom saute. Okay, moving forward. Alright, so like I said, we went down. Now it's time to go up. Alright, we've got a treasure chest here. And we got Magic Point candy. Magic Point candy is something that you eat when your magic points are low or empty. Like, for example, like for me, I have, looks like 8 magic points. So if I ran out of magic points, I would use the Magic Point candy in order to get my magic points back. Which, as you can see, I haven't used the magic points as much. But later, you will see that the Miis will be actually doing a lot more damage than usual. So, keep in mind that will happen at some point. Alright. Okay. We're going to do hit point banana. Or health points banana. We've got 1. Nice shot, Brittany. So we now have got 4. Alright, Free Spirit. Which one are you going to get? 1 or 3? 1. Health point banana. Alright, so we now got 5. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do complete random here. So, it looks like I didn't like something. Oh, wow, this is brand new. So, we're going to hold off on that for now. Alright, now we're going to check on the team and Free Spirit and Knuckles. Who do you like? What? I'm not telling. What? Tell me. What? No. Okay, I understand. Phew. Okay. A little strange, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, we've got level 3. Acquainted. Warning. You already know what warning is. Call up to a friend to give them a chance to dodge an attack. So, at least you already know what that does. So far. Okie dokie. So, there's just one thing I want to point out. While you're at the end or on the actual, well, actually in the end, you can go to your stuff. Like, for example, since edit appearance, it was what I mentioned, is that you can change the appearance of the weapon at hand, and I'm using Brittany as an example, since that's when I mentioned it. You can change the megaphone to debut mic. So, you could change that, but keep in mind, the stats will not be affected in any way if you change the appearance to how you like it. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. And now we're going to change the hat, just to give you a hint here, that if you want to have no hat, you can have no bow, or the outfit. You know, just no bow at the top. And just have the outfit on the bottom. You could do that. But just note that if you went back to the first outfit, it'll be the color that you came into the game with. So keep in mind. Okay? But we're going to leave the outfit alone. Okay? But I just want to show you that you can change the weapon appearance to your liking. Because you can show that you have a low weapon with a high damaging attack. Like, for example, if you have the last weapon on the list, which would not be revealed here what it's actually named. If you have the last weapon on the list, and you have the lowest weapon like you see here, it will do hefty damage. Just so you know. Okay? But eventually, we will get to those weapons at some point. Okay? But we're going to go and do that so you could see you can change it at any time, no matter what you're doing. And it just does help out in some way. Alright, Free Spirit, if you don't like using a broomstick as your weapon, I will change that for you to a wand if you like. And if not, you can tell me at some point. Okay? Doesn't matter when you tell me. Okay? What matters is what you like and what you don't. Everybody should know that. So we're going to go ahead and deal with that. I do like the bronze weapon, but I want to go with like an actual sword. At least it's not a short sword. Okay? As you can see, as some of the weapons can be very deceiving at some point, okay? And I saw a little bit of a mistake there, as you've seen there. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay? So if you like this video, please leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you guys next time on Miitopia. I am your host, SarahMad1, and I'll catch you guys next time, which is next week on Tuesday, if I've got some time to do so. So, until then, I'll see you then. Peace out.